Hi, I'm Amanda, and I'm the face of Amazing Productions, and the Look What You Made Me Do music video has dropped. Not only has it dropped, but it broke the Vivo record and the record for the most views in a 24-hour period for a music video on YouTube. And it is for those reasons, as well as being a die-hard Swiftie, that I'm going to break down all of the references and all of the little details that maybe you have missed. So without further ado, let's get started. First off, of course, we see TS. And then, moving in a little closer, do you see the dress that zombie Taylor is wearing? That dress has been identified as none other than the dress that she wore for Out of the Woods, which was the last narrative music video that she made for one of her own singles before her hiatus. And then, on the tombstone in the graveyard, not only is zombie Taylor Swift burying Taylor Swift's reputation, but we also see a headstone for Neil Strasberg, which was Taylor Swift's pseudonym for when she wrote the song This Is What You Came For with Calvin Harris. Then we move into the grave itself, where we see a quick glimpse of Taylor Swift in her Met Gala dress from the year 2014, which I guess you could say was before all heck broke loose. Then it quickly changes to Taylor Swift surrounded by a bunch of jewels in a bathtub, and if you look right next to her right shoulder, you see the $1 bill that she won from her sexual assault lawsuit. Now we have Taylor Swift lying in a bed of jewels, even biting diamonds, and some say that this may be in reference to Kim Kardashian jewelry being robbed in Paris, in which she had to lay in a bathtub. However, a lot of people instead are actually pointing to the fact that when she was talking about blank space, she actually mentioned this.
And then she gets another one in her web and she traps them and locks them in her mansion, and then she's crying in her marble bathtub surrounded by pearls.
So interpret the bathtub scene as you will. And we see Taylor Swift sitting on a throne, presumably being the queen of the snakes, as well as the word et tu brute, which means you too, Brutus? Which is in reference to the play Julius Caesar by William Shakespeare, in which Caesar is betrayed by Brutus and famously says, "Et tu, Brutus?" So of course you have Taylor Swift surrounded by all these snakes, but many are pointing out the fact that the snakes are now the ones serving the tea. Yes, the queen of snakes is gonna be dishing out some tea. If you count the snakes here, there are 12, and some say Taylor Swift is the 13th. And then we have this scene in which Taylor Swift wrecks a fancy looking car and dresses like Katy Perry? No one knows exactly what this is a dig to, but some have theorized that it is a dig at Katy Perry, because then she's holding a Grammy, which is something that Katy Perry doesn't have, as well as wearing a bunch of jaguar cheetah print. But one person in a Tumblr post, which was then liked by the actual Taylor Swift, was talking about how it is in reference to the fact that she just got in a major accident and the paparazzi is just standing there taking pictures of her instead of asking her if she's okay, because the only thing that really matters is the fact that she won a Grammy. Some have also pointed out that she's driving a new Maserati down a dead-end street, kind of in reference to, of course, the Red lyric. And then we have this scene in which Taylor is swinging around a giant bird cage, which may be in reference to the fact that she actually does or did own a giant human-sized bird cage.
I heard you have a bird cage?
Yeah, but it's giant. It's like people sized. You can put a table in there, and I'm going to. I'm
Just
so
eat
excited.
dinner in a bird cage in your condo.
Cause why wouldn't you?
But she is trapped in a bird cage, and in the Tumblr post that was liked by Taylor Swift, they interpret it to mean that she's stuck in these guarded walls trying to break free, but she can't. Also notable is that there is, of course, a snake tattooed onto her leg. Also, is this scene a reference to Katy Perry's Bon Appetit? And then we have this scene where we're brought into a safe where Taylor Swift is dancing with a bunch of cat backup dancers, which some have linked to be kind of similar to Katy Perry's cat backup dancers. And of course, on her shirt it says "Blind for Love," which many interpret to be in reference to how Taylor Swift refers to herself as a hopeless romantic. And then, of course, we have Streamco, which of course is in reference to none other than the streaming companies that she took on in a letter to Apple Music. And the media had a way of twisting into her being greedy for money, so much so that she has so much that she could probably burn, or that she's probably lying in a tub full of diamonds. So of course, what a genius idea for Taylor Swift to play off of this and literally steal from streaming companies. Also, is that an engagement ring box in the background? And also in the bathtub scene, you see a locket that looks kind of similar to the one Calvin Harris famously gave her, but it looks like the chain is spelling out the word no. What is that supposed to mean, Taylor? Also, Harley Quinn vibes, anybody? Taylor stands in front of a bunch of audience members who are all dressed the same, and some have compared the outfit she's wearing to the outfit that she wore in Bad Blood, which of course had to do with the bunch of people that the media has deemed to be Taylor Swift's squad. So of course flashing on the screen is none other than Squad, you, and cute little Olivia. So the fact that all of these people in the audience are model looking and their faces are literally all the same, they're wearing the same clothes, is in reference to the fact that the media was deeming her squad members to basically all be comprised of a bunch of models. Who better to teach Squad University than Taylor Swift herself? Then in this shot we have a bunch of dismembered squad members who some have pointed out to be maybe some of those fake friends maybe Taylor Swift had run into. Who knows who that may include. And then we have Taylor Swift barging into a room full of 8 men, who some have pointed out is the same number as the amount of exes she has. But who knows? That some would say that this scene is depicting how the media would describe her to be as this kind of bossy, it has to have things my way kind of serial dater. And of course you have the men rip off shirts that say I heart TS, which Tom Hiddleston famously wore at one of her 4th of July parties that definitely exploded the internet. And then we have Taylor Swift on top of a jet, which I presume to be about the many stories in the media about Taylor Swift sending her private jet to pick up multiple different people, including some of her boyfriends. Maybe even that time it was rumored that she picked up Ariana Grande. You know, just a commentary on the other rumors that she's been in the media for. And then we have literal World War II, which did anybody else get a little emotional during this part? So then we have Reputation Taylor Swift standing atop a pile of a bunch of other Taylor Swifts who are literally climbing to get on top. So you have Fearless Taylor Swift, Red Taylor Swift, You Belong With Me Taylor Swift, and a bunch of other countless Taylor Swifts that I don't have time to list right now. This phone looks exactly like the phone used in our song. And then of course, Reputation Taylor Swift knocks them all off, and we watch a bunch of the old Taylor Swifts fall to presumably their deaths. And then we have the Katy Perry look-alike blow up TS, literally blow up Taylor Swift, which by the way also the Jaguar has 13 around its neck. Is this a Katy Perry look-alike? Or is this representative of the new Taylor Swift that is all about revenge? Interpret as you will. And then we have Taylor Swift on a jet spray painting the words Reputation on it. She's wearing this kind of floral design, which some have pointed out to be maybe in reference to Harry Styles. Also, did those dancers just mimic the butt grabbing incident? And then we have 15 Taylor standing in front of the jet. And you also notice Ballet Taylor from Shake It Off. Always the klutz falling down. And there are 15 tracks. Some are speculating that maybe each Taylor represents a different song on the album, with, if you count left to right, Receipts Keeping Taylor Swift would be track number 6, aka Look What You Made Me Do. Or if you count right to left, then the Taylor atop the jet would be Look What You Made Me Do. Which is also brought up by the fact that Taylor Swift actually liked the Tumblr post that pointed this out. Then of course all 15 Taylors bow, which means the end, but also maybe the beginning of something else. In one corner of the jet it actually says TS6. Also, if you look closely, the You Belong With Me Taylor Swift isn't wearing the exact same shirt that she wore in the You Belong With Me music video, and instead, the Junior Jewels shirt is filled with names from Taylor Swift's squad. And of course, Todrick, who not only gets a name on the shirt, but actually even starred in the music video. And then you have the most brilliant dialogue ever, in which Taylor Swift is quoting everything that the media has said about her, everything that people have said about her, and maybe a dig at Katy Perry again with these whole getting receipts thing, only to be concluded by VMA's Taylor Swift saying, I'd very much like to be excluded from this narrative, followed by collective, shut up. Meanwhile, you have Jet Taylor just watching from afar, which some have speculated that Jet Taylor is really the real Taylor, and she has created all of these personas of sorts. And people have said that the fact that she's in the background just kind of points to the fact that who Taylor Swift really is has kind of been shoved aside in favor of these one characteristics that get blown way out of proportion. So Taylor Swift playing with everything that the media has said about her, everything people have said about her, and everything people have called her is absolutely genius. What do you think of Taylor Swift's new music video? And what do you think of the fact that it actually broke records? Also, are there things in the music video that I missed? Or are there things that I pointed out in this video that you missed? Let me know in the comment section below. Fellow Swifties, I hope you'll stick around, give this video a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel. And stay tuned for the 10-day countdown to Reputation starting October 31st. Also, you can test your knowledge of Taylor Swift lyrics by watching me, my mom, and my sister play charades with Taylor Swift songs. How many can you get right? Guess you'll have to see. I'm Amanda, the face of Amazing Productions. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'd very much like to be excluded from this narrative. Oh, shut up!